Hello, everyone, and welcome to Audio Judo. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is your podcast of music discovery, and we are proud members of the Pantheon podcast, blah, 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 blah. Tune into all that stuff, find a podcast you love and all that. So we start every episode with some cross-promotional drivel that you may or may not listen to. But we really want you to listen to this podcast.
Please.
This one. This podcast that I have personally spent 2,392 pages of scripts on.
Wow.
That's something like 1.2 million spoken words. Just me, if you don't count the times I ad-lib, and I do plenty of that. That's not your part. That's just my part, right?
That's
1.2 million words.
Wow.
Right? That's a lot of effort. And while sometimes it may not feel like we're giving you our best effort, I assure you, at least 80% of the time we are.
It's a generous estimate.
75, 80.
75, 80%.
We want you to like this podcast. We want you to tell your friends, and we want your engagement, and we want you to talk back to us. This is our first episode of our 8th season.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to spend with these two gentlemen and you. And I have to tell you that I'm grateful for every second with these guys and this mic, and hopefully get you as excited about music as I am. It means the world to me that we still assemble roughly every 2 weeks to talk about music, have a couple of beers, and we thank you for enjoying us, or enjoying us, or
Yes.
joining us. How about
Thank you
joining
for
us?
enjoying
Thank
us.
you for enjoying us. Both things can be true at the same time. But no, seriously, I don't think they know it, but they are probably my best friends, so they haven't been told yet. Shh, it's just between...
The listeners are your best friends.
No, you two.
Oh.
Yeah, don't tell anybody else. Yeah, you guys are. And we're just grateful. I'm grateful that we continue to do this. And yeah, I mean, I could sit here and go find a podcast that you like. No, listen to mine. The hell with all that.
Is that what season 8 is all about?
Yes.
We're going to be more selfish about listening to our podcast and
Yes.
fuck everybody else?
Exactly.
I love it. All right, let's do it.
Kyle, welcome to season 8.
Hello, welcome. It's so this honestly, like I think this is great too. I was going to say something about this as well. I cannot believe it's been 7 years.
Yeah.
It does not feel like it's been that long, probably mostly due to the pandemic, but
Yeah, that's true.
I did not add up how many words I spoke or anything like that, but we have done, this will probably be episode 185.
185, yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot. This will be the 7th Toad The Wet Sprocket episode we've done.
Yes.
Starting with our very first July 17th, 2019.
2019.
Yeah, man. So we're really rolling along here. This is great. Hopefully there's another 7 or 8 years in it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We just keep hammering this out.
And then we'll both be dead.
and
So it'll be
both
great.
be
It'll
dead.
be great.
But like you alluded to, right? Like you said, that we've talked about 6 Toad albums. We've also interviewed lead singer Glenn Phillips for one of the other episodes. And so for this first episode of season 8, we're talking about the 2021 album Starting Now. And there's some lovely symmetry here because this album was released on August 27th, 2021, exactly 30 years from the release date of their second album, Fear, which happened to be our very first episode of this here damn podcast.
Yeah, which that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool that they were able to time it out so it's exactly like that.
I appreciate them going the extra mile for us.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's all for us.
Yeah. So the album didn't chart at all. And I'd say that it's relatively difficult to know what the sales figures are. I don't know with streaming how you do that anymore.
I got no idea.
Right?
I mean, you can look at the number of streams, but that's almost a meaningless number because is that were they paid one millionth of a penny for that stream? Were they paid 10 cents for that? Were they paid,
Right. Is it on Spotify? Is it on Pandora? Is it on Bandcamp? Like where is it Apple Music. I don't know. I don't know how those numbers are tallied anymore. I know that I have a physical copy up on the wall, so I did my part.
And I think that was something that we actually talked with Glenn Phillips about in that interview, was if you want to support bands in the modern era, that's the best way to do it. Buy their merch, see them on tour. Buy their merch and see them on tour. If you can do that, that's how you can support a band. Because the streaming just doesn't pay.
It doesn't pan out.
It doesn't pay worth a damn. So
it's difficult to know, like I said, where the sales figures are. But what I can tell you is that it fits comfortably into the catalog that is Toad the Wet Sprocket. Yeah. It's definitely a Toad album. And like I saw numerous reviews about the album, they aren't breaking new ground here, and they probably won't. They took a few chances with this record, more so than the last couple.
Yeah.
Some of the chances are worthwhile. Some are kind of fell a little bit flat. But it's a satisfying listen, if for no other reason than Glenn Phillips has one of the most soothing rock voices out there. It's just very homey. Folksy. I think I used that word like 19 times in my script today. Folksy. It's
folksy.
Just how
I would
just
say
sounds
that's
warm.
That's a good descriptor of this album.
Yeah, it's folksy.
It's also the band's first album without Randy Guss on drums.
Yes.
Who's replaced by a guy named Josh Daubin.
Yeah.
Who worked with the band for several years as their touring drummer.
Correct.
And interestingly, they then replaced him on tours with I have his name in here somewhere, but they replaced him on tours, which I was like, but you just hired your touring drummer to record with you in the studio. Why wouldn't you just take him on tour?
I don't know. I think there was some sort of falling out. So this is the first proper album in Toad's catalog since 2013's New Constellation, an album that we covered on episode 88 of Audio Judo, wedged comfortably between episodes about Dave Matthews Band and the Eagles.
Yeah.
Right in there. So now, in between that album and this, they also released an EP in 2015 called Architect of the Ruin, and Glenn also released a solo album called Swallowed by the New in 2015. Bass player Dean Dinning set his sights on producing other artists, and guitarist Todd Nichols devoted a lot of his time to fishing, and also designing and producing his own line of handcrafted guitars, appropriately named Nichols Guitars. And as you mentioned, original drummer Randy Guss, who suffers from brittle bone disease, he had to retire in 2020 due to medical complications. So Glenn and his wife Laurel were married in 1989 when he was 19 until 2014, right after New Constellation was released, and Architect of the Ruin and Swallowed by the New dealt with a lot of the emotional trauma associated with that divorce. And he was still dealing with that when he started to work on the songs that would become a lot of this record starting now. And a lot of these songs were written and recorded in and around 2019 and early 2020. As had been their pattern for their last record, they had worked fairly extensively via email since they live in different parts of California, all roughly around Santa Barbara, but not next to one another. Yeah. They've toured pretty much every summer for the past 12 years at this point, so they were still getting together and working frequently, but they used technology extensively to record this record. And it started very casually. And bassist Dean Dinning said this about the original creation of the record. He said, "The only people who played these songs together were me and Josh. We got those tracks down right before everything shut down due to COVID. We had started this in late 2019, just a couple of songs, and didn't know that it was going to become a Toad the Wet Sprocket record." Alan Parsons, lives in Santa Barbara, and he teaches a workshop where people come in who are laptop producers who have never recorded a live band before. And me, Josh, Glenn, and Greg Lees were a live band for one of his workshops, and we recorded 2 of Glenn's songs in one day during this workshop. That's where the idea came from to do another Toad the Wet Sprocket record, because we heard how great we all sounded together. Todd was unavailable. He splits his time between Santa Barbara and Mammoth Lakes, so we recorded these songs and got them done with Alan Parsons. Then Glenn called me a couple months later after that and said, we should probably record more of my songs and make a Toad record. So Josh and I went in a couple more times using Glenn's templates. Todd didn't have his parts yet because he likes to work his parts after the tracking is done. So I found that was really, that kind of surprised me. It turns out that Todd regularly doesn't contribute anything until most of the song is fleshed out by the rest of the band.
That's so weird.
Choosing to kind of layer his guitar parts over top of it. And it turns out that the band was never completely in the same room one time when recording this record.
Which, it's interesting, though, like you already mentioned, that's kind of how they had been working for a while.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about that on New Constellation, too, that's kind of how they worked on a lot of that as well. And I think that probably made this recording in this time, in 2020, much easier for them. Because they were already used to this kind of a workflow, and they weren't having to figure out, like, oh, well, do we get on a video call and try to play at the same time? Or, like, what do we do here? Like, so I think that probably worked in their favor, to be totally honest.
I think so. Yeah, so the whole thing's done piecemeal. And here's the thing. To me, while the songs are excellent, you can definitely tell that they are not recording together.
Yeah.
The energy of this record is so much different than any of their other records. In fact, they just released an acoustic album earlier this year, and that album, despite its softness and the fact that everything is acoustic, has more energy than this one because they recorded it in the same room.
Yeah.
So there's something about playing off of one another's energy, especially with a band that relies less on individual performance and more on the strength of their entire sound. They don't have soloists in this band.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to kind of vibe together, as Bruno Mars put it.
I also think, too, that they've been together for so long.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things that I saw in several interviews and things was they kept saying it's a familial feel to the band, because it's very much, you know, they've just been together so long. They're like a family. And I think that when they are together, it works for them. Mm-hmm. They don't even have to talk. They don't even have to communicate. They can just see, like, oh, he's playing like that. I'm going to play like this. Oh, he's going to do this. I'm going to do this. Hey, you know,
right.
It just works. And I think you're right. A lot of that was probably lost in doing this individually and then mixing it all together in the end.
Yeah, and from what I could gather about this entire process is that it's not like you record one track of guitar and send it in a folder and there you go. As far as I can tell, you record like 20 versions of it with different layering, with different sounds, and you send that in a folder, and then that other person like picks through it and says, oh, this is a good version, and I can relate to this, and let me put my spin on this thing, and let me send you 15 comps of my stuff. And it just keeps just sending it right back and forth. And to me, that would be a very disjointed, difficult way to mix a record.
Yeah. I would agree. That would be difficult.
Yeah. You have no more, because, I mean, we've talked about the band extensively. Yeah. And there's not much more other than what the songs are about to explain about the process. I mean, the process, it's not like they were getting together in a studio and we can talk about their experience over 3 months and all that. They're sending emails from their living room.
Yeah.
There, you have it.
They did also bring in several other musicians to collaborate on this album, though.
Don't spoil it yet.
Yeah, I'm not going to give away any names, but I do want to talk about. Can we talk about the Section Quartet for a second?
Oh yeah, please do.
Yeah. So if you've never heard of the Section Quartet, it's 4 musicians: Eric Gorfain on strings, violin, and arrangement; Daphne Chen on violin; Richard Dodd on cello; and Leah Katz on viola. Eric Gorfain originally founded them in 1998. He'd been touring with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, playing, violin live. I don't know why.
What year?
1998.
Not with Jimmy Page and... did you say Jimmy Page and Robert
Let
Plant?
me rephrase this. He had toured with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. I don't think he had been touring at that time.
You did say Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. I swear to God you said Jimi Hendrix. Oh. And I'm like, not in 1998. He wasn't touring
with Jimi Hendrix in 1998.
That made no sense in my head.
He was touring with the ghost of Jimi Hendrix in 1998.
Is it a hologram?
It's a very unique performance. No, but he was asked to play strings on this project called the String Quartet Tribute to Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Which everybody's heard of by now.
Of course.
He liked it so much later on, he recruited Daphne, Richard, and Leah over the next 3 or 4 years to form a band to do basically the same thing all the time. They've recorded string-only versions of songs by Tool, Pink Floyd, Nine Inch Nails, Radiohead. Yeah. They famously did a version of Paranoid Android that sounds really cool. Mm-hmm. He also worked with Glenn on his solo album, Swallowed by the New. Looking at their website, they have been featured in hundreds of TV shows and movies. I lost track of how many, and I'm like, oh, I recognize that. There were hundreds. They also have 3 albums of their own. Their most successful was one called Fuzzbox from 2007. But it's a very interesting choice to have them come and play largely very classical stuff, even though they are well known for playing pop, like basically pop songs in classical form.
Right.
So, but seem like really, really good musicians. So,
Who else? Don't say it. You could say some of the other names. You know what name I don't want you to say yet.
All the rest of them are listed by track. So we'll wait.
Okay.
Or should I say, we'll wait
No,
until we get
now
to the tracks.
Damn it, you ruined it.
I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure you did. Want to talk about the artwork for a second?
Yeah, sure. So I have been trying to figure out exactly what it is. I don't know. It's right there on the wall behind
it's there.
you. It's
abstract. It's
yeah. It kind of, at first I thought maybe it was like a rose. Because if you look at it a little bit, like a weird kind of a rose shape, and then I was like, no, that's not it. And maybe it's like, is it a collage of images? But then I finally found a high-res version of it, and I was like, no, there's nothing really identifiable here. I think it is a collage, but I don't think it's a collage of any specific images. I think it's just like...
I think it's a collage of abstract stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Compared to what a lot of their other artwork has been.
Well, like Fear is also a collage, but it's very clearly objects put together into a collage.
Right.
New Constellation was that drawing of like a forest.
Yeah, that's right
and oh yeah, there you go. The forest and it's a very why can't I think of the word, like where it's not real, but it's stuff that you drew. Representational, maybe. There's a word there that's escaping me right now.
Sure.
This is great. Dementia's wonderful. Early onset Alzheimer's is great. But anyways,
no, it isn't, folks.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
Don't listen to him.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
The artwork is by a guy named Brody Lowe.
Brody Lowe.
His website, unfortunately, seems to have died, but he does have some things that are archived online. He's done a bunch of album covers over the years for bands like Redder Moon, Garrison Starr, the Levines, and a whole bunch more.
And there's your connection right there. Garrison Starr tours with Toad and Glenn regularly.
Makes sense, yeah.
So there's a connection there. But it's
cool.
different.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the typography too. The Toad, the Wet Sprocket part looks really cool.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite logo designs for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
like
nice.
it. Indeed.
Should we take a quick break and come back and do track by track?
Sure.
Track
Track by track. Yep. You're fine.
It's just a stroke, folks. I'll be fine.
You're all right.
We'll see you in a second.
All right. Why do we got to come back to that?
That's how we do it. It's game day, Matthew.
It's game
Time
day.
to go.
Yeah. After 8 years without a new studio album, they could have started with something really nostalgic, something Walk on the Ocean-y or All I Want, but they opened with this one. Not even the title track, which is odd.
Yeah.
One of the recurring themes in Glenn's music is usually the tension between who we are and who we think we're kind of supposed to be. You go back to Fear, our very first episode, and listen to Something's Always Wrong, which is a great representation of that. And his solo records wrestle with those questions a lot, but the questions now are kind of different as he's gotten older, right? More accepting of who we are now. So Phillips began writing many of these songs before the band had even decided they were making another Toad record. As we mentioned, some were originally ideas he thought might be on his solo record before the rest of the band began arranging them together. Then the pandemic interrupted the sessions, and what had begun as a straightforward kind of solo recording project became something assembled, as we mentioned, over months of remote collaboration. And I gotta imagine it's an exhaustive, painstaking process.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just forever. Todd Nichols is not really the guy. He's not the guitarist who kind of overwhelms your mix ever. He's always been about restraint. Even when he solos, it's not like explosive. It's just very kind of mild and mellow. But his guitar, it works so well in this context. I can't imagine listening to him play guitar with a different band.
Yeah, that would be weird. He's kind of the sound for Toad the Wet Sprocket to me. It's Glenn Phillips' voice and his guitar are what really carry it. And I think that there's something there between, like you said, it's not like overwhelming. Yeah. It's not like this crazy, like, oh, that's the guitar. It's just there, but it's there in just the right way, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. It makes great sense. And it sounds like this.
It's a game day, get out and play today. Don't let the fear of the past get in the way. Remember why you came, the beauty and the pain. And there's a million ways for you to pray. It's a game day, go out and play today. Don't let the fear of the past get in the way. Remember why you came, the beauty and the pain. And there's a million ways for you to pray. There's a million ways for you to pray. There's a million ways for you to pray.
So, first of all, I love whatever effect they have on his voice during that dropout part. I don't know if it's a flange or
that
what.
Weird little digitally sound.
It's very cool. But nobody ever seems to be interested in like taking the spotlight. They're much more interested in creating space in the song and really kind of letting it breathe and ebb and flow. Yeah. And that approach really hasn't changed in 40 years. It's been the same. Lyrically, it's about kind of wrestling with expectations, the moment before something very important happens, and uses the sports reference here, game day.
Game day.
But he's never written literal songs before. The game really isn't the point. It's everything else that's surrounding that. He gives you enough detail to recognize your own experience inside the song. Something I'm going to bring up later. I think it's great. I think it's a perfect opening. It simply sounds like three old friends sitting down together, even though they were in their living rooms, kind of finding their groove again, quietly reminding us why we've been listening to them for so long. I heard this explanation, God, right after Counting Crows came out with their first record, and someone called them. I don't remember if it was on the radio or a friend of mine or whatever. Someone called it heat and serve rock and roll. You pull it out of the freezer, you throw it in the microwave. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but hey, there it is. It's enjoyable, and it's fine. You didn't have to work so hard on it. It's very. And it could be in the background or it could be in the foreground, whatever you want.
Heat and serve rock and roll. I love that.
Heat and serve. And I think I've tried to work that into conversations before, and people are like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh,
well, let me explain.
I'm the only one that found that metaphor worked."
What you need to start doing is carrying a Hungry Man dinner and a microwave around with you, just in case. And then when somebody's like, and you're like, well, hold on a minute. Let me show you how to cook a meal.
And do I press a button and pull out a Counting Crows record?
Exactly.
You're like,
bam. What's in here? Counting Crows.
August and everything after, you got it.
Bam. Heat and serve, rock and roll. That's what it is. And they're still going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Why are you talking like that? Oh, I don't know.
I am curious to know. So I also picked out those fun little digital kind of underlayment vocals. On this track, there are actually two people credited with backing vocals.
Yes.
Sophia Phillips, Glenn's daughter.
Yes, one of his 3 daughters. Yeah.
And Elise Grossman.
I don't know who that is.
So I had to look her up. She's an English teacher and a yoga expert.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, why is she singing backing vocals on here? And then I started digging a little bit deeper, and quite by accident, I figured out that the connection is she works at this place called Toucan Retreats.
Okay.
Which is a company that does these retreats for people who are suffering from grief and loss.
Okay.
Like severe levels of grief and loss. Like, oh my God, a spouse of many years has died. Or I've undergone a huge divorce or something like that. And guess who one of the other people that works with them quite extensively is? Glenn Phillips. So, they obviously met there and then had some kind of a connection here. But I am curious to know are those vocals what are making that little digitally
I don't think
thing,
so.
or is it just Glenn's fed through some kind of a
I believe it's Glenn being fed through something because I didn't mark it in my notes, but I'm pretty sure I saw that the only thing that they said was game day.
Okay.
I think they just said that over and over again, and that was just part of the layering.
Okay, this makes sense.
Yes. Because one word or 2 words. I'm not sure if those are the exact words, but it was definitely not a full line of material.
Because you can hear it when they say game day. You can tell that there's many layered vocals there. But I was wondering if it was also like, did they take those same vocals and apply the filter so it sounds a little bit more like Glenn or whatever? But it's probably you, I think, are probably more correct than I am. I've noticed here too that this also kind of rolls in that Glenn's religious views and his spiritual views. Most notably, the line that stands out the most to me is "There's a million ways for you to pray." So he's saying, it doesn't have to be in a church, it doesn't have to be to a specific religion. It's just
doesn't even
your
have to
everyday
be
things.
Doesn't even have to be religious.
Exactly.
I mean, walking in nature, I think, is kind of prayerful for him, spiritual. So there's a million ways for you to do it. Just it doesn't matter how you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you should probably lay off everyone who you think is doing it wrong. There's a bit of that.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, million ways to pray. Why is yours right and everybody else is wrong? So just back off.
Yeah. And I think that definitely lines up with what we talked with him about his like personal beliefs and spirituality.
Yeah, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was during COVID that we talked to him, right?
Yes, 2021, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or 2020.
2020. So we were in like the throes of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, isolated and...
Because I think I didn't go back. I should have gone back and listened to the episode. I did not. But I think...
Slacker.
I can't remember if this ended up making it in the episode or not. But he did talk about recording this album. And I think it was before it had released.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely before it released.
Because I remember him talking about, we're back in the studio, or we're like back recording together and yada, yada, yada. And obviously with social distancing, we're not recording together.
Right, he referenced it, yeah.
Yeah.
Transient Whales.
First time I read this album title, I thought it said transgender whales. And I was like, good for them.
They're
being themselves. They're attacking yachts. This is great. This is good for these whales. And then I reread it and I was like, nope, transient whales. All right.
Transient.
That's a different things.
Not quite the same thing.
Not quite the same thing.
But
different trans.
We completely support transgender whales.
Yes, 100%.
100%. The song actually originated from a weekly prompt game
this
organized by Austin-based singer-songwriter Matt the Electrician, or Matt Seaver is his real name. Phillips and a small group of songwriters would receive a prompt every week and have to write a complete song around it. And it really made me wonder how many hundreds of songs he has written that something this beautiful would come out of a prompt songwriting challenge, because it's clear that he exercises that muscle quite a bit.
Yeah.
Writing. He's described this song as a reflection on transition and displacement and accepting the fleeting nature of life's seasons.
Yeah. He actually said to Song Facts, quote, "It's about missing the cradle of family and having a stable home, or thinking I had a stable home. My kids growing up and missing that sense of purpose of having small kids and being able to address their needs directly. There's that family-shaped hole where your kids grow up. What do you fill it with? If anything, I find myself at 51 being that guy that is ready for grandkids in a pretty strong way. More babies."
He wrote this song following his divorce during the 7-year stretch where he felt kind of unanchored, moving from place to place without a real home. And the lyrics like really talk about the loneliness of living solo, because the lyrics, I don't like waking up alone, don't like cooking meals for one.
Yeah.
And he contrasts that with nostalgia for family life. I miss the chaos and the noise, the family work that's never done. Why whales? Well, Kyle, transient orcas travel in small pods, hunting and communicating across vast distances. In the chorus, now in dreams I swim with the transient whales. All we have is each other and the songs we share. The ocean becomes a metaphor for floating between life stages, where connection and music are the only thing that keeps us anchored to one thing. It sounds like this. Eventually.
We're never standing still. The earth is spinning around the sun. The sun is swinging through the heavens. Time is always pushing on. But this body begs for comfort, and it groans with every change. Well, it hopes it will not suffer. Praise in vain will not age. And in dreams I swim with the transient wave.
Pitch shifter.
While we were listening to that, Randy just looked up the effect on the previous song is called a polyphonic pitch shifter.
Not to be confused with polyphonic spree.
No, correct.
Which is completely different. I love this song so much. It's definitely one of my two favorites on this album because while I can't relate to the being alone part of his experience, I can absolutely relate to the whole empty nest feeling. Yeah. When the family home was the center of your life, and now, well, it gets quiet. There are times when that is the best feeling in the whole world, the quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And there are times when it just kind of plain sucks that there's nobody around, that you don't have that energy anymore. And this isn't in my notes, this is separate, but I just got back from vacation and visiting my father. He's 87 now. And talking to him, seeing what his day-to-day existence is, pretty much sitting on the sofa. He goes to Walmart just to communicate with other people. His wife is there, and she has a more full life because she's involved with music and the church and stuff like that. And I see why he really latches on to these few days that I'm able to afford to give him every year. Why everybody, my brother and sister and their spouses, make it up theirs, because the energy is different in that room. It has to be different for him in that room where he was, 40 years ago, 35 years ago, before I moved out of the house. His house was the center of all that life, and now it's not. And reclaiming that, wanting to pull a photo album out, wanting to tell a story about, when I got in trouble in second grade, and wanted to tell a story about this and that, and whether it's a story I've heard 1,000 times before, it gives him so much joy to be able to just say that. And this song is definitely like that. It's that knocking on the door thing of, yeah, that's exactly how you feel. And that, again, I've said it before in 7 other episodes that we've talked about Toad the Wet Sprocket. Like, their music is not groundbreaking. It is not fundamentally difficult to play, but there's something about how their lyrics marry to their music that touches my heart very specifically. And I think with thousands of people, it really does. That it more so than any other alt 90s band, this one, I've always been like, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's got to be something there. They are a band that's been together for 40 years
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And they haven't, I mean, I'm sure they fight. I'm sure they have problems just like everybody else, but they've stayed together. They're still making music. They took a break for a while and they were able to come back. Like that's something pretty special.
Yeah. I agree entirely. So Glenn also said, just to wrap it up, he noted that Transient Whales ended up being the final song written from that very unsettled period of his life. So it was kind of like the bookend of those divorce songs. But by the time they started recording this record, he had moved in with his new partner, kind of marking a new chapter in his life. He said the main challenge during arranging was blending a cut time and halftime feel, creating a space that feels open and slow on top while riding a subtle country train rhythm underneath. And that is kind of like there's that shuffle. There's a little shuffle underneath that makes the song even more special. So
there's a lot of country influence on this album.
Oh, yeah. And he's been leaning that way for a bit. And they actually did a few concerts. I know Todd Nichols did a few things with Darius Rucker. Actually, it wasn't just Darius. It was Hootie and the Blowfish. So, but there is those tendencies every once in a while for them to lean a little into the country stuff. Yeah. That I think is I like the way they do it. I'm not a country fan, but I like the way they do it because it's different. It's like alt country.
Yeah, it's fun.
Best of Me?
The Best of Me.
It's a love letter. Emotional vulnerability in there. It explores, kind of talks about how the right partner doesn't just offer comfort, but acts as a mirror, helping us see and unlock the healthiest, best versions of ourselves that we struggled to find on our own. So coming off the heels of Glenn's divorce and stuff, the song addresses leaving behind old defenses and bad patterns. It acknowledges that real intimacy requires dropping your guard and letting someone else coax out the best of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, specifically at this point, he was talking about his new girlfriend who later became his wife.
Yeah.
So,
and gee whiz, I feel like I recognize a voice here.
Yeah.
Not Glenn's, but a new one, something warm and familiar.
Yeah.
Tell me if you can figure out who it is.
Oh, she says, baby, we got all that we need. Don't you worry about a thing. We'll make it through, giving you the best of me. She don't talk when she listens. Then she says what she needs. There's no cloud of contention. She runs pure, she runs clean.
Michael,
Of course.
Michael McDonald.
Ah, yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Chris Poloni's.
Oh, yeah, him too.
Yeah, he's on here too.
Oh, he's so great.
No, Michael McDonald. What a surprise on a Toad the Wet Sprocket album to have Michael McDonald do guest vocals.
Yep. So Dean Dinning explained this whole thing. So I'm going to read it. He said, so getting and go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, so getting Michael involved was a dream. Best of Me was one of the songs we did with Alan Parsons. Glenn had that vocal part and the lead part that he sings. I always call that the Michael McDonald part because it sounded like something Michael McDonald would sing. And I just called it that. I may have walked around the studio singing like Michael McDonald a few times just to prove that it was a Michael McDonald part. I never know when it's going to be the last chance to do something, so if I have an opportunity, I'm going to ask someone if they want to do it. I thought this was such a crazy idea, but it never hurts to ask, and why not ask Michael McDonald if he'd like to sing on a Toad the Wet Sprocket song? So we actually have a great version with me and Todd singing those parts. And it says maybe we'll release that at some point. They actually did on a remastered version of their greatest hits album, All We Want, in 2023 that they released. It's the same parts that Michael sang, just with me singing them. We sent Michael those as a guide. But anyway, the way the story works out, we were finishing the record, and it was almost as if there was just one more thing, kind of like Columbo, just one more thing. We should ask Michael McDonald if he would sing that part on Best of Me. And I was like, it's now or never. Never hurts to ask. The worst thing that could happen is that he says no. Turned out that Michael was making an album with an engineer who Glenn knew, and Glenn literally ran into him on the street in Santa Barbara 3 days later. He was like, "Hey, Chris, how's it going?" Chris said, "I'm making a record up at my studio with Michael McDonald." Glenn's like, "Gosh, okay, well, it's now or never." And Glenn's like, "I can't believe I'm saying this, but we actually have a song that would be perfect for Michael to sing on." Chris told him to send it over, and it just went from there. We sent the song over, and Michael agreed to do it, but he wouldn't do it until his solo album was done. So we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and then one day we got a folder of vocals during the pandemic. That was one of the few times that I went in to check with producer Michael Blue. We had this folder of vocals and put the whole thing together. We couldn't believe it. We got the chills. We just recorded a song with an iconic legend.
That's so great. Yep. Glenn said in a different interview with American Songwriter, his voice gets to stand on its own because it takes up such a beautiful, particular space. He sent over all these tracks. We just lost our shit.
Yeah.
Which is great.
But just think of like a legend like that, like on a song that I wrote.
Right?
And it's so like there's no other voice I think you could spot from so far away. Yeah. Like right away, where everyone's mimic, we're all, while that track was playing, like we're all in here singing Peg by Steely Dan. Peg. Like, you just can't help it. It's such a great sound. And it's a great song, too.
It is.
It's too short, in my opinion, but it's a good song.
Yeah. Starting now?
Yeah.
Now.
Now.
Starting right now.
Right now.
Okay.
Yes, the title track.
Yeah.
Also came out of that weekly songwriting game Phillips participated in with Matt the Electrician.
They also released the single for this quite early in September 25th, 2020. So
yeah, it was significantly before the album came out. It's Toad, right?
Yeah.
Signature blend, melodic, pop rock, and rich folk harmony, very folksy again. It's lighter. And the guitar it's very subtle. The bass line's very nice. It's a Toad song.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this.
Time to change. As many years ago, next best thing. Starting where we are. Heaven isn't waiting. If all there is
the parts of this song without that little bit of country twang, I think do sound a lot more like old Toad the Wet Sprocket, like the 90s sound. The parts with the country twang sound like something else. It's good. I like it. However, I think the chorus on this song is a total fucking cop-out.
Yeah. It is.
It's just the word starting now repeated over and over and over
it's
again.
Very plain.
Come on, man. Glenn, you're better than that.
You could do better than that. So he wrote Starting Now, lyrically anyway, after listening to an episode of the podcast On Being that explored the distinction between optimism, pessimism, and hope. Phillips noted that both states can be surprisingly passive. Optimism assumes everything will magically turn out fine without effort, while pessimism assumes failure is inevitable, so why bother? Starting Now embraces the middle path, accepting that the future is completely uncertain, but believing the work required to heal and rebuild is worth doing anyway. The song deals with the paralysis of living in the past, regrets, or future anxiety. And the chorus, as you mentioned, serves as a simple grounding mantra, letting go of what couldn't be fixed yesterday and taking responsibility for the present moment. Glenn said specifically, "I wrote this song as a reminder to myself that living in regret is just as bad as living in worry of the future. Hope is the acceptance that the outcome is uncertain, but the good work is worth doing." So there you go. That's why it's so simple.
Fair. I mean, if it's a mantra, sure. But
that's why
I feel
it's so
like,
simple, Kyle.
I feel like that could have been at the ending only, and you could have put another chorus in there. But I'm not a musician, so I don't know.
Over and over and over again. That's the only way to do it.
What did you say the podcast was that he listened to?
On Being.
Fuck you. We're not promoting any more podcasts this year.
That's right.
Remember?
We're not doing
Get
it.
that out of there.
Oh, shit. I think that's on, it's probably from, like, what's the one with Fresh Air? NPR. I
Oh.
bet you it's an NPR podcast.
Could be.
Fresh Air. Why are you laughing?
That's another podcast you just promoted.
Oh,
what are you,
shit.
what are you doing, Matt?
I'm sorry.
I thought
What
you
are
were
you
talking
doing?
about Chip Davis.
No,
in
not
his album,
no, not
Fresh Air.
not Mannheim Steamroller. No, Fresh Air, the podcast. No, damn it, I did it again. Don't only watch and listen to this one.
Yes, there are no other podcasts in the world.
Just this one.
There's just this one.
Jeez.
If there's anything else in your podcast app, that's a fluke. You can just delete those.
Didn't we get rid of NPR? Thought that got kiboshed. Or is it
No,
still around?
I think they have funding to continue through
privately
2027.
Huh?
Yeah.
2027.
Privately funded. Like
Oh,
PBS,
privately funded. Okay.
Don't quote me on that, though.
I'm not going to quote you.
Thank you.
Like PBS.
Like PBS.
Funded by viewers like you.
Oh, do I get a tote bag?
You do.
Sweet.
Viewers like you is one of my favorite people.
Viewers like you.
Viewers like you.
I want a tote bag, and I'm going to order Ken Burns' Civil War.
Ooh.
Brought to you by the letters A and J.
And DVD. Ooh. In the Lantern Light.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is such a good song.
It's a love song. It's
It
a little
is.
country. There's a lot of slide guitar here. This is nice.
It's nice. Zeroes in on the quiet spaces, right? Shared between two people when the rest of the world fades away. Yeah. Lantern light is a metaphor for like a halo of warmth, like the small amount of light that a lantern throws up. I love this song so much. This is this one and Transient Whales are my two favorite songs. It kind of goes back and forth. I find it so refreshing in his music because he doesn't write about love being discovered, right? But love being enjoyed over a lifetime. So when we talked about fear on our first episode, I mentioned that the song "I Will Not Take These Things for Granted" being Heather and my wedding song.
Yeah.
And it envisioned a couple that had been through so many things and realized that love is to be fought over, sometimes agonized over, and how much all of those struggles would be worth in the end. And this song just puts that couple into a place where they can strip all the things of their lifetime away and just realize that all the scars and wounds they have made them who they are and couldn't imagine a day without them. And to recognize all that beauty. And it's wonderful to hear that. Like I know all your quirks and that, that weird pesky mole that you have right there and like just all that stuff. You know all that. And this song just kind of appreciates that, and that I love that so much about the way he writes about love, not as this kind of Nirvana rock hair metal love, you found it in the back alley type love. Like this is it's a mature love.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is it's a much more mature view of what love is.
Yeah.
And what's funny to me too is that when he started, he was so young.
Yeah.
And he was already writing like that. He was already, you look at other bands that were like when they were teenagers in their 20s and they were writing those, hooked up with a bunch of girls after the concert last night, or that's
Foreigner. That's Foreigner.
That's Foreigner. It's all about, like David Lee Roth style.
Yeah, Motley Crue.
Yeah, Motley Crue. It's girls and women and hooking up and fast cars, that kind
Right.
of stuff. And he, I don't know why you hooked up with a fast car. I don't know why, but anyways,
Whatever.
different strokes, different folks. But he has always written about these.
Don't kink shame, Kyle.
I'm not king singing. There's nothing wrong. Different strokes, different folks. But he has always written his love songs in a way where it's this much more mature, much wider, lifelong view of what loving someone else is. And it's not about the argument today. It's about how does this play out over the 80 years we're together.
Right. Like I would like to know what his parents were like.
Yeah.
Like he strikes me as a kid who was probably really well read, read a lot of books, and that will help form your worldview about stuff like that. But also, his grandparents. Like my grandparents were married for 60 years. My other grandparents were married for 67 years. My parents were married for 43 years before my mom passed, and Heather's parents have been together for 57 years. And it's those are the examples that you're like, oh, well, it's not like every day was like the best day. Some days suck. And that's that long-term view that he has of it, of like, yeah, we got wounds, we got scars, but that's what made you who you are now. And I love who you are now, just like I loved you how you were then.
Yeah.
And anyway, In the Lantern Light sounds like this.
In the lantern light, the flicker of a flame had never been more beautiful. Wouldn't change a thing, but thanks for every day. Came home to you. Don't you hide those scars. Every little wound made you who you are. In the lantern light, flicker of a flame, you have never been more beautiful, more beautiful.
Yeah, the background vocals on that are just so great. It reminds me a lot of like a Fleetwood Mac
Yeah.
style, and it's just such a great song. It's very delicate in parts, and yeah, it's an excellent song. Definitely a standout
Yeah.
on this record.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah.
So apparently Glenn started writing this several years beforehand, and it was focused on the U.S. border policy. And yeah. And all it said when in the thing that I was reading was under the former administration, but because there's no time frame attached to that, I don't know exactly what that means. I can take a guess.
Yeah, I believe this was released in 2021.
Yeah.
So the previous administration would be the now current administration.
Yes. He then took it, though, and transformed it into something that's a little bit broader, a little bit more of a song about not just that one specific thing, but the experiences of millions of people as a whole.
Yeah.
He also included some lyrics from the poem The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. That's the one that everybody learns about in elementary school because it's on the base of the Statue of Liberty.
Correct.
One of the things I did not know about until looking into this is that was originally Emma Lazarus did not want to do this.
Correct.
She was like, no, I think I'm going to pass. She ended up getting not coerced, but convinced to do it because she was an American. She lived in America, and she was helping a large number of Jewish people escape the pogroms in Europe at the time. And somebody, I didn't write down the name like an idiot, somebody convinced her to do it because they said the Statue of Liberty is going to become something that millions of immigrants are going to see, and it is going to become the symbol for them accessing freedom for the first time.
Yeah.
And she actually wrote this, and it was donated to an auction of artworks that were auctioned off to fund the building of the base of the Statue of Liberty, which is really cool. I did not know that. So yeah, and it's now become one of those things that every single school kid in America at some point or another goes over.
Right. He uses them partially. He uses the "Give me your tired and your poor, who yearn to breathe free, send the homeless tempest tossed to me." And then he adds his own lines there. "Where's the line that we crossed that broke the bond of trust? How did everything come to be them and us?" And that's really just preaching about the divisiveness in the country at the moment and all the time, but more pronounced lately. I love Todd's guitar on this song. It's got this very strange casualness to it that makes it sound cool to me. Like he's kind of improvising on the spot with them. Like he just walked into their rehearsal, really doesn't know the song, and he's just kind of playing around it a little bit. Like
he's just kind of noodling.
I know what key it's in, so I'll just do this, and it sounds like this.
You're tired and you're poor, who yearn to breathe free, send the homeless tempest tossed to me. Where's the line that we crossed that broke the bond of trust? How did everything come to be them and us? So where's our common ground? Everything's falling down, everything's shattered. Hold on to what matters. Hold on.
I think it was just a sloshy hi-hat. Was that a tambourine in there too? Yeah.
Kind of sounded like it, but I
Needs a
am not the person
cowbell
to ask.
and a tambourine, which it apparently already has. So it doesn't offer, doesn't promise that things are going to instantly get better. Instead it acknowledges that pain, exhaustion, and grief are real. Obviously, he has some familiarity if he's working with a grief counselor. They're real, they're heavy, and avoidable parts of being human.
Yeah.
We all got to go through this shit.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines, it's just the price to pay for the last 500 years.
Whoop.
That's such a good line.
Glenn Phillips just get political?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's continue that. Truth.
This is not a song I ever expected to hear on a Toad album.
Yeah.
A straight-up revival gospel song. Straight out of a tent in the South somewhere on a blistering hot day. Musically, Truth blends a chugling country blues rhythm with gospel soul textures. Do you know this term?
Chugling. No,
chugling?
that is a new one to
Chugling.
me.
I saw it written in a few places about this song on some message boards and stuff. I'd never heard it before.
Chugling.
Chugling is a slang term meaning to have a good time, keep a steady rhythm, or move along with an energetic groove, popularized by the rock band Creedence Clearwater Revival from their song Keep On Chugling.
Huh.
Right? No idea.
All right, then.
I had no idea, but I kept seeing it pop up. Chugling. So to give the track an authentic revival feel, the song features guest musicians, Jeremy Lawton on Hammond organ and Jonathan Kingman, who regularly tours with Toad the Wet Sprocket on piano.
Yeah. Jonathan, like you said, he has 3 albums of his own,
Yeah.
so you can go listen to that. He was on New Constellation. He's toured with the band several times. Jeremy, he's played with bands like, he plays in these 2 bands that I love their names. Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Hell yeah, those guys rock.
Yeah, and Big Head Blues Club.
I don't know them.
Yeah, I'm assuming
it's some sort of offshoot with
offshoot
Big
of-
Head
yes,
Todd.
that's what I was also assuming. I have not listened to Big Head Blues Club, but I have heard Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Oh,
They're
they
great.
were huge in Denver in the 90s. They played Red Rock Amphitheater every 4th of July with Blues Traveler.
Oh, cool.
So they would do that concert and they were
Oh.
they were big.
I wonder if Big Head Blues Club is some combination of the 2.
Oh, it could very well be.
I gotta look it up. But he's also featured. He's a session musician quite frequently. He plays on a ton of different albums. Kind of in the same line as the previous song, Glenn used some lyrics from Frederick Douglass's Oration in Memory of Abraham Lincoln.
Uh-huh.
And it's particularly he was inspired by the line, "Truth is proper and beautiful at all times and all places." That was originally read by Frederick Douglass on April 14th, 1876, at the unveiling of the Freedmen's Monument in memory of Abraham Lincoln in Lincoln Park in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So it's a very prominent piece of oration.
Yeah, and you skipped the last line. So he did the truth is beautiful at all times and in all places. And the last line of that phrase is, I say, the truth will free us all. That, yeah. This is an excellent song.
It is.
Either way, the soul gospel chorus call and response, truth don't fear the daylight, truth won't be denied, kind of transforms an alt rock track into a revival.
Yeah.
And it's the song uses this classic kind of gospel choir sound. Those backing vocals were arranged and performed in-house by Toad the Wet Sprocket themselves. Specifically, Dean Dinning and guitarist Todd Nichols layering harmony upon harmony upon harmony alongside Glenn Phillips. The song sounds like this.
Truth will always surface. Truth will bring the light. Truth is always changing. And the truth does not take sides. I don't believe in much, but I believe in love. I want to think we're better than what we have become. It's time to speak to power. It's time to shake things up. I don't believe in nothing, but I believe in love.
Chugling.
This song's just chugling right along.
Chugling right along.
I like this song quite a bit because it's so different.
Yeah.
The album was becoming a little samey to me. It felt quite a bit like a Glenn solo record right up until this moment. Because I know this, we all know the kind of songs that Glenn writes.
Yeah.
And all the ones up to now felt like him. This feels like them. This feels like Toad. Even though it's stylistically different, it definitely feels like a band playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everybody had some significant input. Yeah. That's all I got about that.
Slowing down.
Yeah. We can slow it down if you'd like.
That's the next track, Matthew. Slowing down.
Oh, yeah.
Co-written by a guy named Mando Saenz.
Yep.
I think that's how it's pronounced. Saenz.
So, it could be Signs.
Saenz. Signs.
Whatever. Signs.
Not the Mandalorian, I found out.
Mando.
He's a Mexican-American singer-songwriter who lives and works in Nashville.
Yeah.
He has 4 albums of solo work. His latest was 2021's All My Shame, which is a really good album. I listened to it just the other day. Seems like a really cool dude. Does a lot of work with other musicians. A lot of songwriting stuff for other musicians. Very talented.
It's very rootsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is far and away my least favorite song on this record.
Oh, really?
It's almost too folksy for me to some degree. I get the lilting approach, right? The laid-back kind of Laurel Canyon in the 60s vibe. But it's a little heavy-handed.
So it's slowed down a little too much.
Yeah, that's my personal opinion. And it feels, and I really hate this word in the context of one of my very favorite bands of all time, it sounds a little lazy to me. This song sounds a little lazy. And I get the slowing down part, but it's just there's not a lot to it. Sounds like this.
I've been chasing something out there, finding nothing, getting nowhere. Sat in the shadow, bit the bullet, closed my eyes and finally saw through it. I'm getting better at slowing down, at slowing down, at slowing down.
This song, not chugling.
Not chugling at all.
No. It's a homage
Homage.
to embracing a slower pace of life. The band is got there. They had very sudden fame in their early 20s during the 90s alt rock explosion, and now they're taking time to enjoy the scenery and slowing down. It's fine. It's just a little limp to me. It's limp.
Would you say that it's a little cheesy too?
Yeah.
So it's a fromage homage?
It's a fromage homage.
Sorry.
Homage.
Homage.
I mean, it's okay. But I would never if I were playing the record front to back, I would listen to it, but I wouldn't be like,
that's the song I want to listen to.
Really want to hear that one again. No, I don't.
That's fair. Dual Citizen?
Huh? What the heck is this?
Yeah.
This is Glenn Phillips and Toad the Wet Sprocket, right? Our folksy, acoustic-driven, mellow Californians just went totally electronica for a song.
Yeah. It's a very 80s keyboard-heavy sounding song.
Yeah.
Very unusual choice for them, but I like it. It's a fun song.
See, when I first heard this song, I was taken aback. Maybe a little confused. Maybe even a little bit disappointed. But now it's totally grown on me. I get it. Titled Dual Citizen serves as kind of a metaphor for living in two places at once.
Yeah.
Emotionally, spiritually, or mentally. Touches on the feelings of being caught between longing for home and the urge to wander. Rather than being torn apart by both of these things, song arrives at a place of self-acceptance. It's okay. You're all right. You belong. I'm a dual citizen. Yeah. Those are the words. You can carry two identities or conflicting needs simultaneously without having to abandon the other one. So if I had to make it a comparison, and I'm going to make a comparison.
As is your right.
I would say that it reminds me, in tone only, people, don't blow me up for this, it reminds me of Butterflies from Fear.
Okay.
That song was such a strange stylistic change from everything that came before it that it seemed to break new ground. I'm not saying that Butterflies sounds like this song, but how it changes what I think this band is still capable of. Because I think this, like, hearing this, I'm like, okay, apparently that we could go this direction and still kind of follow them.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this. It's kind of dreamy.
Yeah.
And then his kind of chanty vocal delivery. It's like a meditation, almost like a mantra again. We've had this before. And that kind of whispery sound of his voice is very different than the club sound.
Yeah.
Kind of like a dual citizen. Kind of like he's in two places at the same time. It's grown on me. I like it.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, that they continue the same theme from Truth and Hold On.
Yeah.
About, immigration and dual citizenship. And they end it in Spanish with the line, I'm going to totally butcher this. I apologize.
Away.
Recuerda siempre que eres amado, which means always remember that you are loved.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to remember.
I can read Spanish with no problem until I'm trying to do it into a microphone. I just want to put that out there.
Don't be afraid of the microphone. That's your microphone.
I know. There's so much of my spit in this microphone.
I know. It's all yours.
Fever?
I love this song, and it is really, really sad.
It is.
So one of the things that drew me to this band over 36 years ago was how they made melancholy accessible. This wasn't shoegaze, feel sorry for myself, and look at how much everything sucks. This was emotional, sometimes heavy, but honest feelings about love, about life, and about the world around us. These are the songs that Toad does best. So Glenn wrote this song after returning to his old stomping grounds near Santa Barbara in California and witnessing landscapes completely stripped bare and burned by devastating wildfires. Yeah. The title, Fever, is a kind of dual citizen-y. It's doing the work of two things, referring to the rising temperatures, but also the metaphoric sickness of human indifference. The lyrics, "Oh, my children, where are you going to go? Now you've lost the land you called your home. When the earth is burning, fever on her brow, crying, oh, my children, who will save you now?" It's such a beautiful song with amazing guitar work by Todd and Glenn, the piano work, the soft strings. It's all very haunting. It's very beautiful. It sounds like this.
Oh, my children, where you gonna go? Now you lost the land you called your home. When the earth is burning, fever on her brow, crying, oh, my children, who will save you now?
It's a climate change song.
Yeah.
Right? It's not preachy or angry. It's sad, kind of helpless and heartbreaking to watch the place you love so much destroyed beyond recognition. So there's a line towards the end of the song that says, "Farewell, the family of the Holocene."
Yeah.
And that this has happened 5 times before, but never by its own hand. So I love this part of the song. So the Holocene is the current geological epoch that we're in right now, which roughly began 11,700 years ago, following the end of the last ice age. The Holocene represents the exceptionally stable climate period that allowed human civilization, agriculture, and modern biodiversity to thrive. The family of the Holocene. That's what he says. He uses this phrase to describe humanity and all species living in this shared delicate era, and saying goodbye, farewell to it suggests that human activity has pushed Earth out of its hospitable epoch and into an unstable new climate reality. And he says 5 times before, that's a reference to Earth's big 5 mass extinction events. The Ordovician, the late Devonian, the Triassic, which is the Great Dying, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous, which was 66 million years ago, the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The Earth has survived cataclysmic resets 5 times in her history, wiping out the dominant species each time, but never by its own hand.
Yeah.
They were triggered by natural external disasters, but this one is self-destructive.
The name for it is the Holocene extinction.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing, like, I forget exactly how they categorize it, but it's, imagine all of the, just in our lifetimes, imagine all the animals that have gone extinct. And that's been going on for, the last few thousand years of human existence.
Right.
As a result of humans modifying the environment and changing things.
Yeah.
Thanks, Glenn. That's very depressing.
Yeah, it gives the album a kind of the final moment of the album, a very haunting weight.
Yeah, we'll go with haunting weight.
Yeah, haunting weight. It's sad, but it's a beautiful song. And
it is a very beautiful song.
And it's terrible. And clearly he wanted to leave you thinking.
Yeah.
On the way out the door.
He definitely did that.
It's a good record, Modify. It's a good record.
It is.
It's not my favorite in their catalog by any stretch, but it gets listens now and then within the scope of Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's a good album. I think that it's definitely one that is not something that I'm going to be reaching for regularly. Like, oh, let me put that on.
Yeah,
but it is one that's like it's very enjoyable to listen to, and it has a lot of surprises in it that you don't expect.
Yeah, no offense to all the Toad fans and to Glenn and the guys. It's a good record.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rings is a better record, the one you just put out. But I think you took some chances with some older songs and modified them, and I think it's really cool. But we want to know what you think.
Yes,
really,
please.
We don't want you to watch or listen to any other podcasts, just this one.
Yeah.
And we want to know what you think about Toad the Wet Sprocket, what you think about all the records that we've done. Yes, every single one. Every record up to now.
Here's the deal. If somebody out there listens to every single episode and writes a full paragraph about every single episode and their opinion on it, I will read the whole thing in an episode.
I love this idea.
I'll sit down and I'll read it from beginning to end. If it's in Spanish, I apologize.
Oh, please don't let it be in Spanish.
You're screwed if it's in Spanish, but
I'll be here for
totally do
4
that. I'll sit
hours.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, would be here for many, many hours anyways. But
probably. So do it. Somebody do it. I want to sit here. Well, I could probably have. Probably have like a 6-pack.
Well, I need to catch up with you. I need to catch up with the amount of, what did you say, 1.2 million words?
1.2 million. It's an estimate based on how many words are on each page.
Fair.
So some I didn't say, some I said more. We're going with that average.
I feel like I'm probably at about 500,000 words. So I need to catch up with you.
See, and I convinced. So this is separate. I convinced my dad. He didn't really know anything about this podcast because, doesn't pay attention. Whatever, he's 87.
Yeah.
But we were there, and he's like, what are you talking about? And so we pulled up the most recent holiday episode.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, he was immediately laughing because Heather and I were wearing reindeer onesies. And he's like, what is this? And I was just give it a second, will you? And he's like, oh, okay. And he watched the whole thing, and that one was like an hour and 45 minutes. Like we went on for a while, and he was kind of looking at me, and I'm like, "What?" And we started to talk about it, and he's like, "You said a lot of things about your faith," and I'm like, "Might not want to dig in deeper with that." But I told him that it's very much like this podcast is very much like my open autobiography.
Yeah,
where I am laying bare the struggles I had in childhood and the struggles I had with faith and all these other things. You want to know shit about me, Dad? That's how you're going to find out.
Yeah.
If you want to watch them, go ahead, listen to them. I warn you in advance. I cuss a lot more than you think I do. So be prepared for that. It's part of the performance, Dad. Sometimes you just got to say fuck. And then
it's also why every time my mom's like, so how do I listen to this? I'm like, I'll show you later.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll show you some other time.
Yeah. And then you're trying to think like, what's the most innocuous episode we ever recorded? Which one was it?
Which one did not have a fuck song?
That's a tough one. I have to really dig deep for that. I'm not sure. But this is, I mean, yes, 1.2 million words. And he's like, you talk a lot. And that the reason I brought that up is because his wife said something about, yeah, we know you like to talk a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm probably going to bed right now. I apologize. I might talk in my sleep. Sometimes I just don't ever shut up. And then my dad started talking about how, yeah, you were a good student in school, but you always got in trouble because you never shut up. And I'm like, yeah, nothing's changed. I still don't shut up.
I had the same problem.
Yeah,
So
I still don't shut up. I just keep talking. Like now. Like I'm ready to wrap up, and I'm still talking. Just talking. Anyway, if you want to talk to us, and we hope that you do, you can get a hold of us. Facebook at facebook.com/audiojudo or Instagram at audio_judo, or you can send us an email at info@audiojudo.com, or you can check us out on YouTube, which we are watching right now at youtube.com/@audiojudo, where we have episodes probably going back about 50 or so.
yeah.
I'm guessing 50 or 60. But we want you to engage. We want to know what you think. Please tell us.
Yeah.
If you're sick of listening to my voice, that's okay. I can let Kyle talk more.
And if you want to support us,
yeah.
patreon.com/audiojudo. We've got 3 tiers. One is just $1 a month to help support the podcast. The other is $5 a month, and you get a little bit more for that. And the highest tier, the Backstage Pass tier, is $20 a month. And for that, after a year, you get to come and host an episode with us, or remotely host an episode with us, whichever works out for you. Shout out to all of our patrons, Christian S., Michael A., Michael S., and Scott K., all at the Backstage Pass tier. Thank you all so much. David, Simon C., our UK consultant, and John R. at the Shout Out Loud tier. Thank you all so much. We couldn't keep doing the podcast without all of you, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, we are so grateful. And I meant what I said. Don't listen to anybody else. Just listen to us. 185 episodes. It's going to take you a while.
Right?
And I apologize. The first 5 episodes kind of blow because we really didn't know what we were doing yet.
We were kind of getting our flow going.
So there's a lot of awkward pauses that Randy tried to clip out, and then it just sounds even like stilted.
Recorded in a garage.
Right?
Recorded in the garage.
Yes.
So
Yeah, this
with
is
the door
our
open.
4th location.
that's true.
We started in the garage of my house in August in Vegas, with the garage door open with dogs barking and motorcycles ripping down the street. You can hear them in the back. Then moved into the house, then moved to my rental house, and now at my other house, where we have a nice, complete space.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Tomfoolery and such. But let us know. We have episodes. I don't even remember what's coming up. What's coming up?
Good question.
You got a calendar there, don't you?
I do, but it probably won't show me this calendar.
Oh, Tame Impala?
Yes, sometime soon. Wait for it. Hold it.
Hold it.
Hold it. It's on. I got to look on my phone because it's not logged in.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Sorry. There are certainly some episodes coming up.
Yes, that is true. I think Tame Impala, I think a Marillion record, one that I was going to do last year, but because I was doing Rush every other week, I kicked it.
It got bumped.
So plenty of fun stuff. Oh, perhaps an interview coming up with an up-and-coming band named Scarlet Cinema.
Ooh.
So hopefully look forward to that. And until then, until we meet again, probably in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.